we shouldn't practice multiple social relationship on campus.
Personally, as I sit here right now, though I'm doing government work, but I'm not the type that will recommend government work for young guys who really have a whole lot of ambitions.
Again, don't over media. If I say over media, don't spend too much time on social media.
The GTV show is proudly sponsored by.
Hi guys, good day. I still hold the name to be Gentle the Blogger. Welcome to the GTV show. As you already know, in GTV show we don't only deal with entertainment but also educative programs that as a student or someone outside you can also use to live. In today's episode, I have two great men here. They are coming to educate us on mistakes that we do before leaving school. Since they are graduates from the University of Cape Coast, they have experience that they will teach us the mistakes that they made when they were in the school. And they will also educate us on how we are going to live our life as students. They go by the name Mr. Sadiq, who is the current NAFSA president for CCM, that's Cape Coast, and Mr. Smith, who is also known as Honorable Smith. So please kindly watch us as we are about to educate you on mistakes that we do before leaving school. As I already told you, I have two most important personalities when it comes to Cape Coast here. As I said, we have Honorable Smith. Honorable, good day. Thanks for honoring our invitation. In fact, and you'll be an invitation say the GTV show that was say. And we have our current or how do I say it? NAFSA president, Mr. Sadiq. Yeah. So without wasting my time, as I told you earlier, I still hold the name to be Gentle the Blogger. So I would love them to introduce themselves so that you get to know them well. Okay. So starting from Mr. Smith, please can you please tell us about you?
Okay. I'm a Francis John Smith, immediate past student of the University of Cape Coast, and a teacher at Holy Child Girls SHS. I'm also into some small side business.
Wow.
Yeah, at least something to keep the man going.
Sure.
Considering how living is now, you can't keep all your eggs in one bowl. So you have to be doing other things. So apart from the teaching, I do other small things.
Or would you like to share so that maybe should it be that someone needs such business that you are saying?
Oh, I do small of travel and tour.
Allah.
And then I do small of car sales.
Oh, wow.
So basically, this is what I do.
Wow.
Apart from the teaching.
Wow. To Mr. Sadiq.
Yeah. Okay. I am the person of Abubakar Sadiq Idrisu, immediate past student of University of Cape Coast. Currently have my service at College of Distance Education, and as you rightly said, I am the current NASPA president, who was the Central Region NASPA president.
Wow.
So basically, that's what I am now, and very soon I'll be learning from my brother to be in a small
student as well. Wow. So, to Mr. Smith, how do you see the topic that is on board?
Oh, I think it's a laudable one that we need to talk about, because usually when you are committing mistakes, you don't see it. It is those behind, and sometimes when you have left the mistake and you begin to get the consequences, that is when you get to know that no, you went wayward along the line. So it is good if we're able to talk about.
So I'm sure you are going to share your experience with us, the mistake that you made when you were in school.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not basically the university. We've gone through other schools, and if you want to talk about the mistakes we've done, I think we can take it from SHS to training college to university and what have you. And it's good we talk about so that those who are coming will also learn from it.
Okay. To Mr. Sadiq.
Yes. Today's topic is an interesting one, and I would be glad if we get much time to talk about it, because Mistakes we do before leaving school. I tell you, you have 1,001 mistakes.
Swear.
It's true. It's true. So the topic for today is very interesting one, and I would like everyone to sit up and listen to what we have for you. And again, if there's more time, we have more to share with you.
Sure. Guys, as I already said, mistakes that we make before we leave school. So without wasting my time, let's move to Mr. Sadek to tell us the experience or the mistakes that he did way back from SHS to university. So Mr. Sadek, can you share with us some of your experience of mistake that you did when you were in SHS or university?
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start with this. I wouldn't start with my experience or the mistakes I did, but then general mistakes that you do as students in the university or every level of education. Most of us practice truancy. If I say truancy, most of us as students absent ourselves from class, lecture, theaters without any good reasons. And bear in mind that if you miss class, there might be something being said in class by a lecturer or a teacher that you would miss, of which in the long way go against you. You get it? Yes. And let me use university since we are settling our discussion in the university terrain. You see, assuming in the first day in class you'll be given a course outline.
Sure.
If I absent myself from class, I don't get to have that course outline. If I don't go again, there will be something said in class that I wouldn't hear. That thing might come in my quiz and I would fail. In the long run, I'll get a low grade in the quiz, which will affect my exams and with my class that I'll be completing. Then at the end of
let me come to the point that you made. When you come to the university year, most of we the students, what we do say is the university is about you getting your slides and reading, so you go and write your quizzes and exam, then you go your way. What about that one too?
Yes, it's true. You see, we have so many ways to, as they see, so many ways to kill a cat.
Sure.
Same as every student who has his or her own way to pass exams. But then ideally, if you want to study hard or want to get the good grades, you should be punctual in class. You get it? You should be very punctual in class. So me, as you rightly said, I don't care reading my slides. But then don't forget that after the school, what you are going to practice outside is what's needed most.
Wow.
You would learn the slides, but then you don't have the practical idea about it. So you should be in class.
Okay, we shall come back to you. Let's move to Mr. Smith. Please, can you also share with us some experience or mistake that you made when you were in school or as in general?
Like my brother was saying, you sometimes have to know why we are at a particular place and then we live accordingly. But I wouldn't center it solely on academics.
Okay.
Because like he was saying, today we give you 1-page lecture note. You come and you have the view that is too small. Let me put it down. This one is just a page. Tomorrow they add another page, it becomes 2 pages.
Sure.
And you keep compounding it. So at a point in time when you are ready, when the lectures are knocking your doors with quizzes and exams and you feel like you should go through, it becomes a book. And see, getting all the book at a go becomes a problem. So yes, you have to be regular, and then not just regular, you deal with the situations as and when they come. So you don't keep the notes that I'm keeping, because if you go for 4 lectures a day, you are giving 1 pages, it becomes 4 pages.
Sure.
So if you think that it's a page and you leave it down, you forget that you have 4 courses that you have attended that day, it becomes 4 pages. And so grasping all the 4 pages at a go becomes a problem.
Okay. Coming to what Mr. Sadiq said, that although most of we the students, we do chew and pour, and at the end of the day, it affects us. It affects us when we go outside. Please, what do you think about that?
Oh, that one, sometimes it is the setting that you find yourself in. Sometimes we are compared as students to do chew and pour, depending on the way the questions are set. If you are setting a question like discuss, then obviously I have to understand that thing and be able to write it. But in the case of UCC, for instance, where you are giving feeling, you see, where you are giving feeling, where you will have to be able to give a specific term, it will mean that you have to memorize completely everything. Because in that case, you can't use your own word to replace it.
Sure.
So they will just give you the definition and take one or two out. Or sometimes they will narrow you according to this person. What is that? So it means you have to memorize it. You see, so sometimes it is the situation in which you find yourself that tells the learning style that you should adopt. So in our case, for instance, where we have feeling, where we have to quote people definition and what have you obviously have to do the true and pure.
Wow.
You understand?
So,
but
okay.
I am of the view that the mistakes that you make should not only be academics. Okay. You see, whilst in school, we build protocols for ourselves. So what do you mean by build protocols for ourselves? Our program mates, our juniors, our seniors are protocol in life. I don't think I can pick my phone now to call Kufo. But Kufo has got classmates that could just pick their phones and call him that they want him to do something for him. So the question is, how do we relate with one another?
So according to you, we should network.
Yes, apart from the academics, we should also be concerned about how we relate with our colleagues, our juniors, our program mates, our hall mates, and what have you. Because if tomorrow Sadiq becomes a minister, calling Sadiq wouldn't be a problem.
Sure.
Depending on how you handled him when he was nobody. You get it? When you were on campus with him, how was your relationship with him? So apart from your academics, what is the relationship you are building with others? Are you building a relationship that will permit you to call any program mate?
Okay. What if you see each and everyone and their way of living? So let's say I know Mr. Sadek, sorry to say in code, he is my course mate, but I don't like the way he do relate. By sake of networking, as you are saying, should I also force myself to relate with him?
No, it is not forcing yourself to relate with the person. The issue is you don't have problem with the person if he is not like in terms with you. Okay, Sadiq is not my program mate,
sure,
but we are in the same hall. So if you see Sadiq, is saying, you see that vibe must be there. It is not like you know all, you have all, you don't need anybody.
Sure.
When you do that, you then don't have classmates. And if you don't have classmates, you don't have protocol. Like, I went to DVLA, Accra, to get my license. Okay, I got there, and then I had to come to Cape Coast and go the next day for the license. Whilst getting out of the examination room, I met Possible. Possible happens to be a custodian, the former TESCON president. He asked me, Smith, now where they were? He said, oh, for if you don't want to see, you were just, though Possible was not that close with me, but I didn't have too much banter to the extent that I cannot approach Possible. So he asked me, I said, oh, Charlie, I was coming for my license, but they said I should go and come tomorrow. And then he said, oh, wait for me, I'm coming.
Wow.
Irrespective of the fact that I was not that close with him, he went up there, and I'm telling you, he brought the driving license that same day.
Wow! Instead of they saying come the next day.
Yes, Possible gave me the license.
Wow!
So you see, the protocols, like I'm saying, are the friends that we are with on campus. So you relate well with them. So that in case you hear that tomorrow, like you called the other time, you wanted me to assist you get a ticket for somebody. Sure. So if you're not in good terms with me, how do you call me?
Sure.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we have to relate well, because one thing we should always keep in mind is that God can bless anybody at any point in time.
Wow.
And nobody's blessing is in your hand. So sometimes in school, Sadiq the Onyobia. So what I say, this is what you are thinking, but you don't know what God has for him. So you undermine him. You don't take him for anything. And tomorrow, you hear that Sadiq is up there. Sadiq has been appointed as a CEO for a particular.
As now he is the current.
Yes, he doubles as the NASPA CCMA and Central Region.
Wow.
And you are a national service personnel. You have a problem. Ultimately, he is the right person to help you, and you don't have good terms. How do you go to?
So coming back to Mr. Sadiq, concerning this same relationship, what if I wrong you on the other way and I come and apologize, but the person finds it difficult to accept that apology, but maybe should it be that in the next day I need help? Do you think the person should help me? There's someone that maybe when you apologize, he will tell you that, oh, I have accepted, but when you need something from the person will be like, you did this to me and take up that thing, I'm not going to help you in that way. Are you in support of say the person?
No. You see, let me use my let me say my mentor's word, Honorable Mr. Abdulhamid. He always say relationship is key. Regardless of what happened, regardless of how you wronged me, I should be able to forgive you. And forgiveness is once. Even who are we? We that offend God forgives us. How much more we humans? So regardless of anything you do to me, I believe that when you come to me with a clean heart that you are sorry, it should end it. And the next day when you call me, I should be able to pick up and help you. So as for that, it's a no. When the person comes to you, the person sees what he did as wrong, comes to you to apologize, be very honest with him, accept him, and move on with the relationship.
Wow. Guys, as you already know, the interview is coming interesting, and dear Mr. Sadiq said we should avoid truancy, and our honorable also said we should do networking. That's proper or healthy networking, so that should it be that you need help some days to come, such a person can also assist you one way or the other. So moving to Mr. Sadiq, another mistake that we do before we leave school.
Okay, again, I think I had this in possessing some materials on campus. Let's say sofa, TVs, cars. I'm not against all these things, but then most of the time these things take the main reason why we are in school. You see, we are here to learn, and if you have in possession of all these things, it makes you feel very reluctant and you feel at home. You forget the main reason why you are here. I'm not saying for those who have it are not doing what must be done, but in general, as students, you shouldn't be in possession of all these things. That will make you feel very reluctant at the hostel.
So if I may come in code, they are not necessary for a student to bring such items.
Yes, ideally, I don't see it to be very necessary for a student to bring all these things. That's why I'm saying that we have everyone in its way of thinking. But ideally, I think Honorable is a teacher, and he would be the very
right person to
handle it.
So Mr. Sadiq just
so ask him that is it right?
Yes.
To have all these things.
It's true. What Sadiq is saying is true. Because I was on campus, I was using car.
Wow.
You realize that most of the times you don't even feel like going for lectures. You feel too comfortable. And when you have television, sofa, and blah 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 at your hostel, you go there, you on your TV, you say it, you are okay, you don't think about anything, and it will take you by surprise. So it is true. There are certain things, and left to me alone, school should be like the hall. We should have enough hall so that you be at the hall. You don't have TV, you don't have sofa. You are in the library, you see people going out and in of the library, you are motivated to go. But our academic system where we have in, out, you obviously have to move out there. Who is motivating you to go and blah blah blah. You realize that you have especially when you are in a room, you have your liberty, you go out there, you come in anytime, you chill before you realize it has taken you. So I think that one too is part. Another thing too is that you see we are built when you go to school. It's not. I know people who have gone to do mathematics but are working in mines. So it is not necessarily what you are doing that you come out to do. So sometimes you need other qualities too to adapt to what you are doing.
Can you tell us those?
Yes, some of them is when you are able to hold positions on campus. It's good. It gives you the opportunity to learn how to talk to people. It builds your confidence level. That is one. Two, apart from the academic, apart from the book that you are learning, what other thing can you do? Because if I employ you here, it is not your certificate that will work. It is you.
What
You are the person who will work. Okay, how good can you relate with people? That is one.
Wow.
We have to take note of that. We learn that because your certificate won't work for you. It is you that will work, your personal being. You see, that is why we need to be punctual. We need to take things on campus serious. Then it becomes part and parcel of us. So when you're asked to go for lectures 7 o'clock and you are able to be there 5:40 or 6 o'clock, if you're asked to come to work 7 o'clock, you will come earlier than 7. Sure. But if you don't build the character well from campus, it becomes part and parcel of us. And we go out there with it. So you have a first class student who goes there and is doing nothing. And you have a third class student who goes there and is doing extremely well. Last year, the man that had the best teachers award the whole Ghana graduated from Winneba with third class. But he happens to be the one who have gotten the best first runner, best teacher. So sometimes it doesn't matter what you go out with. What is in you is what really matters. Okay, and there are certain things we have to add. Some of us were coming from college, so obviously you know after school there's work for you. But when you know after school you could get the opportunity anywhere, you have to do other things. You have to get other skills, like driving. If you have the opportunity, get it. Because you have your first degree, I have my first degree. Okay, a company wants to employ us. Okay, the employment comes with car, but the company is not in the capacity to employ another driver. It will be a cost for the company. So both of us went for interview. They asked you, do you know how to drive? I said no. So it means the company has to hire a driver for you. That is going to be an extra cost for the company. But I come in, I said, no, I know how to drive. I have my driving license. It gives me the opportunity above you. Computer skills. You see, you want to employ you, but these are other things you have to do. Excel, can you operate it? You said no, you can't operate it. So it means you came in for only your tash, quash, your theta and your cos theta, and you are only graduating with the mathematics. There is no additional thing you can do apart from the things you came to do on campus. Then you are no. So I always say, those who hold positions on campus, be it political, be it as in partisan or whatever, they have far advantage ahead of you. Not because they've gotten the exposure, but because they've gotten to know how to manage human being at a particular point in time. If you put the two of them at the same place to work, my brother, one of them will be better than the other. So you don't come and think it is all book and leave.
You should learn something.
Certain
extra.
things. Learn if you have the opportunity. Even if it's coursework, it has given you
An exposure.
yes, and a learning situation.
Where you can
Somebody
control people.
will get you annoyed and you have to manage it, and the same way you go to work,
Sure.
somebody will just step on your toes because you have faced it severally with your colleagues at the coursework. It's not a big deal for you. So when we come to school, there are a whole lot of things that we have to add apart from the academics. Some skills, I know people. The one who saw my up and down, for instance, he's a graduate.
Wow.
Kindi, he's a graduate. He completed tech, but now he does this on part-time, and they are making the money now. I
was about raising this point. Those selling us, student entrepreneurs and those.
Very good.
I was about asking, does it affect their academics?
Yes, it may affect it, but it will help them in future.
Because there are a lot of students that are doing this entrepreneurship and those kind of things. So I was about asking, say, they're doing that. Does it affect them one way or the other when it comes to they having time to learn and those?
So you have to manage it. We
have a lot of students on campus here who are always doing business. They don't even mind.
I understand your question. I don't know whether you know this hardworking young lady in Baku. You see, the woman who is selling kalawali, then chips at Baku Hall at the forecourt.
Now
Yes. Now was a student and was having that
Wow.
thing. Now was able to combine her business with academics, and you marveled with the class she came out with. Why? Because she knew what she was doing and she had time for it. It's very good, as Honorable was saying, it's not always about book. It's about adding something. So if you are into business, you know the main reason why I'm here is academics. But then no, I think I can add this. You are a blogger, and here we are. You are a student, but then you know the time for academics. You know the time for business. If you're able to know your time management, I bet you that's what makes us students. If you're able to manage your time very well, that's all. Because weekends like this, as boys, football day.
Sure.
We go and play football.
As you scored,
Oh yes, yes.
I will show his video to you. He's a good footballer.
Yes, as we play ball like this, we know the time for football. We know the time for academics. So some of us do most of the times we carry away with some with our business, then we leave the studies. But then if you're able to manage your time very well, I bet you'll be able to go through this. Honorable, as he said, he didn't start his business after school. No, he was having his business on campus.
Yeah, he was even saying he even brought car to school 1100.
Yes, so you should know
So
that
he has been dealing
in it
Wow.
for a while.
Small
Yes, you get it. And yet he was able to combine the studies with the business, and it went well for him.
Wow.
The same thing applies to we who are interested in this business thing. Entrepreneurship is very, very good. Now, it is the only thing that is winning now, because we have been told no jobs in the private sector again. But then what you can do, being soap making, beads, fashion, if you're able to have these things. I have this guy. He was a custodian, solo clothing. Everyone knows him on campus. He was a student, but then he's still sewing. I think he has sold for almost all student politicians on campus.
Wow.
Whilst he was a student, and now he has his own shop at I think Amama also. When you go there, you marvel that you've seen it. Yes, he was a student and still having this business ongoing. So it's about time management. If you're able to manage your time very well, it will not affect your academics.
Wow. As you already know, we can't have this show without having sponsors. So to our sponsors, Ad God, Yvonne Nelson's son, Adepa Milkshake, all the bloggers across Ghana here, thanks for supporting the GTV show. Let's go for a quick commercial break.
Are you physically challenged or have a family member who is physically challenged and needs to get to medical facility for appointment, but having problems with transportation? We got good news for you. Medical Taxi Ghana provides safe and quality non-emergent medical transport service in Accra and Tema. We provide door-to-door medical transport. Is not an ordinary vehicle like family cars and taxis. We offer the same comfort while on the road, but with mobile medical equipment and well-trained paramedics to ensure the safety of our patients. Medical Taxi is the largest non-emergency medical transportation providers in Ghana. Our service include non-emergent medical transport service for the following: doctor's appointments, dialysis appointments, laboratory appointments, medical imaging appointments, outpatient transportation services, physiotherapy and rehabilitation transfers, wheelchair-assisted transport, stretcher-assisted transport, long-distance non-emergent medical transport, international medical transport, medical escort. Why choose Medical Taxi Ghana? 1. Flexibility in customizing clients' needs. 2. Reliability and efficiency in our service. 3. Compassion from our well-trained staff. 4. Making sure our clients and staff are always safe on the ride. 5. Affordable rates for rides. Visit our website www.medical.taxi for more information on how to book a ride or sign up for our service.
Choose communications. Appliance user or choose communication. So phone, laptop, fridge, any other home appliances. And choose communication. You go room, I'm in church. Choose communication. About phone accessories to the phone cover, screen protectors. Your phone so Infinix Note 10, Infinix 11 Hot. Ni na wa hwe oba for a chair kono le be 7 ma ade aye. It's a customer care you bring you. I want to manage that. You go my appliances na Talent of our they win of their selection. No, the choose communication got you covered. And by being a TCL, TV, that's also your fridge, your microwave, kettle. That's a senior man now. We will do hardy. No, yes, I don't go hardy. And you took the what channel once what the inside. In the body, a sound bar, a washing machine, a iron, a rice cooker, a kettle blender, any home appliance. What we Etus Communications was School Bus Road, just adjacent the most common supermarket. For Etus Communications, 0244 238 493 and now 0240 437 969. Etus Communications, your home of good and quality home appliances. Or condo.
The GTV show is proudly sponsored by.
Welcome back again to us. Our guests are still looking fresh and flesh as well. As you can see, Mr. Smith outfit. Mr. Smith, your outfit. Can you give a shout out to the person?
Oh, this one is from.
It was very nice. It's very
This
nice.
one is from King D.
Yeah, okay,
King
his
D
location.
He's a graduate who is into this one. Now he's doing the sewing alone. He has stopped the work that he was doing. He was doing NAPO. He has stopped. He's located here in Cape Coast after the electricity.
Okay.
Where we have the Lighthouse Chapel signboard. He has his office there.
Wow. To Mr. Sadiq, I really love your outfit.
Homemade. This one is he alone is enjoying.
Yes. My outfit is always from my dad.
Wow.
If I say my dad, my biological dad.
Oh, wow.
Yes, he has been sewing for me from day one, and he is at, before you get to municipal Kotakraba, just adjacent the first T junction to the assembly. He is located there.
Wow.
So when you get there, just ask of Mr. Edie Fashions, he will be there.
As you already know, my outfit is also from Lawson Fashion. He is located at Ejoso Krapa. So should it be that you are in need of one, just see me and I'll give you his contact. So now let's wrap everything quick. Mistakes we make before leaving school. Mr. Sadiq is going to brief on that so that we move on. So Mr. Sadiq, can you give us some of the mistakes that we do before we leave school?
Okay, thank you very much. I think most has been already said, but then let me also add this. We students most of the time engage in some wild parties, that is this night clubbing and stuff that most of the times consume us. You see, most of the times these clubs outing are done on the Friday night or so. You just go consume alcohol. If you don't take care, affects the following week, of which in the long run affects your academics. I'm not saying outings are bad, but then have limits.
Okay.
Yes, and again to have a future plan after school. What's next? Most of us, when we are in school, we think that we're not complete. It is after completion that we're like, hey, what am I doing as a graduate? You get it. So just after you enter the university, have a future plan. Know what you want to do after school, and I bet you if you're able to know what you want to do after school, you won't find yourself wanting. Again, our choice of school and program. I was a victim. Let me quickly put this one here. Before coming to the university, I read general arts in the Daman Senior High School, and I was very good in math and economics. But then I was scared to come and further in math and economics, so I chose social science as my program to read. That was in senior high. But then upon second, I was like, okay, why not the mathematics? I came in, I realized no, university maths is different. Why? Because I was convinced with the grade I had in WASI. Why? Because I had good grades in mathematics. So I thought I'm very good in mathematics. I thought you, honorable was a maths student, you want to fight to this fact. Mathematics is not easy. Then combining mathematics with student politics, it really consumed us. I bet you, all of us who were into this students activism and again studying mathematics and other programs, I thought it wasn't easy. So let's know our choice of program and again our choice of school. Don't be forced by someone to come to a school that you're not interested in. Again, we have as we said.
Can I ask a question? As you already said, you made a mistake in the program that you chose. Likewise, me too. I didn't even know that there is a program called COMSA, and I think they do without communication this
Yes.
thing. If I had known earlier, I would be doing COMSA because of my blogging this thing.
Yes.
But I'm doing economics, of which even me sitting, I don't even know whether. You see, but if I had known that we have such a program that that deals into blogging, I would have picked that. So
it's very true.
what do you have? Do you have a say on those who are in the house?
Yes. Yes.
But me, I didn't know.
Yes,
I just said I'm good in I said to myself I'm good in economics, so I have to come and
yes,
read
it shouldn't
economics.
be always so. It shouldn't be always so. So since I believe your channel goes everywhere,
Sure.
not only in UCC, not only in tech, but then Ghana at large. Let me tell this to our fellow graduates from the secondary school. Don't be convinced by your grades that you get. Don't be convinced at all. You might get an F in science, but then you might be good in science. So please and please again, know what you have interest in and what you want to become in the near future. And I believe with that. And again, don't forget to consult those who have been in it. Most of the times we do think that no, because I had this. When you have someone who is telling you go for this, you're like no, because I'm the one coming to university. Do make consultations with lecturers, with parents, with guardians, with friends. And I believe with all these conversations, we'll be able to have a program that when you read, you know that after school, I would have a job.
Okay, let our well-trained teacher also educate us on that. Oh yeah, you are okay. Someone who is a graduate from the training college.
It's
so I think he's also the right person to also have a say on that.
Okay, it's good. It's good we are going through school, but what I would tell my brothers and sisters would be that, you see, we shouldn't think that we are going to school for someone to employ us alone. That alone shouldn't be our mind. It's parts. Definitely someone will have to employ you. But we should tune our minds that in case no one is employing me, I should be in the capacity to do something for myself. Because like I'm telling you, even if someone is employing you, okay, personally, as I sit here right now, though I'm doing government work, but I'm not the type that will recommend government work for young guys who really have a whole lot of ambitions. The reason being that, if I'm being honest with you, I started teaching in 2010. We are in 2022. That is 12 years down the line.
Wow.
But my salary is no more than 3,000. So if you want to solely concentrate on the teaching, and it happens that you have wife, you have kids, and you have to share the 3,000 for the 30 days, it means a day you are spending like I think 100 cedis. You share it for the three of you, you are going down to 30 cedis, which you cannot spend in a day. You have to go beyond that.
Wow.
You have to be able to cater for things that you never assume for.
Your family.
Your wife could fall sick, your daughter could fall sick, you have to buy prepaid, you have to buy water, you have to fuel your car. Even if you don't fuel your car,
I have really picked a lot from
even if you don't fuel your car, you have to pick cars to work.
Sure.
Because you can't have your work in your house. So you realize that money seriously cannot do anything. So even if you happen to get an employment, what else can I do to support my salary? Because if I have to save and build from the 3,000, let's even assume I'm taking, it's not up to 3,000,
yeah.
but let's even assume I'm taking 3,000. If I have to save and build from the 3,000, then it will take you 100 years to build.
Wow.
You see, so that is why you have to be a multitask person. Apart from your academics, you have to get other things that can get you going. Other than that, you will marry and you see, they always say that, oh, it's about love, it's about love. I'm telling you, love without money is foolishness. Because if your kids are hungry, your wife can't say that he loves you. And the moment he says he loves you, they get satisfied.
No.
It is not done.
So working.
If your kids go to school and they sack them to come and take their school fees, You can't go and tell the school proprietor that, oh, I love my husband, and the fees will be paid. It is money that you use to pay, but sometimes they lie to us. But the reality is that to be able to keep your wife and your family happy, not too much money, but you have to be up and doing it. So that if it happens that your wife is sick and you have to be calling people for mobile money, and like 2 hours you are not receiving any money, what do? Would your wife die? So at least you must be up and doing it, and you can't be up and doing now with only one work, especially if it's government work. So whilst you school, you think of other things that will keep you going, so that even if you leave school, you still have 1 or 2 things. With other government work, like Solo don't need anybody to employ him. He is working, whether you give him work or if you give him work to after school or after his work, he can still be doing that one.
Sure.
You understand? So what else can you do apart from the geography you are reading is very, very important. So as we move on, we have to consider some of these things.
Yeah. Mr. Sadek was giving us some points too.
And again, let's see, don't overload yourself with your works. Procrastination, always they say, it's a thief of time. Yes, so don't procrastinate. Again, don't over media. If I say over media, don't spend too much time on social media. It's also a tip of time. I tell you, you can be, let me check live score right now. By the time you realize 3 hours, 4 hours.
You have used the checking score.
You get it. So let's know about media. Media is very, very good. Now, media is social media is one of the powerful tools that you can easily make yourself out there. But then don't overuse it. As students, that's why I said time management. Know the time that you be on social media, know the time that you for academics. Let me say this for as I know definitely people will fight with me, but then I should say we shouldn't practice multiple social relationship on campus. Having these social relationships I'm not the right person to say bad, but then don't involve yourself in multiple social relationship. It would affect you academically, also with your health too. So let's also look at that. And I believe that with all that we've said here, if as a student, as someone who wants to have a better future, if you watch this discussion we're having today, you'll be able to learn most tips from it. Again, let me quickly chip in my experience, then my brother will talk. I was a student who was in level 100 in Casford Hall. You know how Casford people tell us to be, but then we are not. We call ourselves gentlemen. We are, because as we sit here. Wow, I
forgot that. We all here, we are what? We are custodians. Yes, we all are custodians. I forgot. Wow,
we are all fellows, and as you see, per our appearance alone, we are gentlemen. Sure. Yes, so I found myself in this great hall, a guy who knew nothing about student activism, who knew nothing about politics. I came to level 100. I've not seen my GPA before, CGPA before, and I was like, okay, I want to do this. Student politics. With mathematics and economics.
Wow.
I didn't even think of my program. It was the politics. And that thing really took the main reason why I was on campus. I was always with the politics. Then I realized that no, this has really eaten into my time was in my final year. Wow. And I had nothing to do about it. Lucky for me, I performed very well in level 100.
It saved you.
That was the only thing that saved me. So please again, to our young student politicians, have time for academics. Have time for academics, because if I had not gotten that great in level 100, I bet you my dad would be very happy today that I'm NASPA president for Central Region CCMA, but I wouldn't be happy if I had gotten a lesser class, because he was the one who was paying the fees. And he was expecting something from it. So let's not be carried away with the other extracurriculars that we want to add to our students' life or to our academics. And I believe with all these things, we'll be able to have a good future. And people will be like, I want to be like you, but I want to be like you.
Sure.
So we all can be who we want to be in the future.
Mr. Smith, you have a say as we take our seat.
So that is what my brother has just said. Some of us, this politics really affected us seriously. So if you come on campus, just as we want to add certain things to our academics, we must build. See, when you have a good foundation, whatever the case is, you will stand. Like he said, he had a very good grades in level 100. So I started politics in level 200. So if you don't have a very good grade in level 100, obviously you are not going to make it. So when you come level 100, you can't go for any position. Sure. So you use that time to build very good grade for yourself. So that if you are to, not necessarily position, if you are to learn driving, if you are to learn tailoring, I know students who are still doing tailoring work, they are learning it. I know those who are into fashion and they are doing blah blah blah. So if you want to add certain things to it, then you must have a very good foundation. So you use your first year to build your foundation, and then you know you have a very good class from level 100. Level 200, you can start adding certain things that will make you live peacefully, and then you'll be good to go.
Wow.
Okay. Before I end you, I think I've also taken note of what Honorable said. We should learn other things, even as at now, as sales personnel, as at the association NASPA, we are organizing have a driving license. We get it. If it wasn't necessary, we wouldn't be doing this. So all these things, I was reading something, and I think in some parts of the world, it's a requirement for you before you graduate. So I think driving, swimming, and I think less is one thing. So all these things are very important for us as students before we complete. Don't complete before you do this, because you don't know when the opportunity will come. That will be needed for all these things.
Yeah. To you out there, as my guest rightly said, you should learn how to drive, how to swim. In fact, anything that you think you can do, please can you improve upon it. We are about taking our seat, so I would love you to give a small shout out to some few people, then we move from there. So to Mr. Smith, a small shout out to some people that we wanted to reach.
So my first shout out to go to Fire Baby Checkman. That's why I didn't see I wouldn't disclose. That's why we'll go to Gentle the blogger, and then to Raga, the captain of MP, and to all fellows.
And to all custodians. To Mr. Sadiq, small shout out to some people.
Okay, so as I'm here, I represent NASPA. NASPA is National Service Personnel Association. So first and foremost, shout out goes to all service personnel in Cape Coast and Central Region at large. Again, to Honorable Mr. Abdulhamid, who has been a mentor and a father to all of us. Now to fellow custodians, and again to my parents, and especially my dad for this beautiful outfit. And the last shout out goes to Gentle the blogger. If not for you, who are we to be here? So thank you very much for inviting me on your show, and may the good Lord bless all of us.
Wow. We are ending the show, and to our sponsors, all bloggers in Ghana here, Lawson Fashion at the Public Shade, God richly bless you. Thank you. Please kindly do subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you'll be getting all updates from the GTV show. Thank you.